Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a chatty one. It's going to be kind of like a catch up with me, kind of see what's on my mind kind of video. But I thought it would be a good time to reflect on like how 2021 went, because last year around this time I did like a goals for 2021 video. So I wanted to reflect on how we did in 2021, like what we did well, what we didn't do well, like kind of, you know, that kind of thing. I don't have to like totally explain it to you guys. And then at the same time talk about like goals for 2022 in terms of like our family life, in terms of like where we're at, in terms of YouTube, family stuff, business stuff, like a little bit of everything. So it's gonna be like a catch-up video. So, you know, maybe you need something to put on in the background, you want to do laundry while you listen to this. Hopefully it gives you guys like a little bit of insight into like my headspace and where I'm at these days, because I think like a lot of it's gonna translate into the vlogs that you guys are gonna be seeing, and just like the general content you guys are gonna be seeing from me and all of that. So I'm excited to kind of share this with you guys, and I'm so happy that I was able to find the list from when I did my goals of 2021. I had written it down here on my iPad. So I went through and I was actually surprised by how many of these goals like I actually accomplished. So I'm very proud of myself. I think despite the fact that 2021 was absolute like caca in so many ways, I feel like, you know, we did get a lot of things done, and I hope that's the case for you guys too. Like that, you know, even though 2021 was trash in a lot of ways, that there was still some kind of bright spots in 2021 for you guys. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna get all into it. I wrote like a lot of goals for 2022, so we'll do that. But first, I do want to thank really quickly our sponsor for today's video, and that's Native. So I've worked with Native now for like over 2 years, you guys. So if you're regulars on my channel, that should not be a surprise to you guys at all. But we love Native. I've got over here like on my bed like a whole bunch of them. So if you live under a rock, you've never heard of Native before, Native are the aluminum free deodorants that I use. So today they wanted me like to showcase their plastic free deodorants. So they have the plastic free ones, which are these, but then which plastic free meaning like the packaging. So like maybe one of your goals for 2022 is to like focus on sustainability. Maybe you're trying to focus on ways to be a little bit more sustainable. Perhaps this is one of those ways. So this is their plastic free deodorant packaging. This is what the regular one looks like if you just want to see like the difference. So this is like a regular deodorant. You know, you take the top off, it's like a regular deodorant. This is actually the one that I'm using now, which is Surf and Sea Moss, which I really like. So the only difference with these, the plastic free packaging ones, is literally that, just the packaging. It's the same formula in here, but it kind of looks like a push pop almost. It's kind of how I explained it to you guys. So that's really the only difference. You just push it up back here and then, you know, you apply it. I will tell you, it takes a little bit getting used to, because like normally that's not how you apply deodorant, but once you get the hang of it, it's, you know, the same thing. So I wanted to share that with you guys. You guys know the drill already. Like, we're obsessed with Native. Joe actually uses the charcoal one, which he's about to get on my case now, because he's like pretty much done with this one. Like, it's like almost gone, so I need to order him a new charcoal one. But we love these. They're paraben free, aluminum free, and they're just made with like better ingredients instead of like all these random weird ingredients. They're made with things like coconut oil and shea butter. So maybe that's an area of your life that you maybe want to switch, you know, new year, new, I don't know, using deodorant that is aluminum free. This might be the perfect chance to do that. They also have stuff, if you've never seen, they have things like body wash, they have toothpaste. We use their toothpaste too, but we also use their body wash, and like I said, Joe and I both use this. So if you want to check them out, I will leave my code, my link all down below. The code that I have for you guys today gets you, I think it's like 33% off of your first set of 3 plastic free deodorants. Plus my code also gets you like 20% off of the body wash and the toothpaste. So check it out. I'm gonna leave all the info down below in the description box. Again, thank you to Native for sponsoring today's video. And now let's just keep going. All right, so I'm gonna see how much of this we can get through. Jackson is down for a nap. Riley is doing quiet time. So in terms of what we did in 2021. So we did potty train Riley successfully. So happy. Like, that was a big one for 2021. And I'm just so glad that we did. If you guys are new here or you didn't ever see the videos that I did, I do have some videos on how we potty trained her. We tried one time, she wasn't ready, and we tried again and she was ready, and she did it super fast, did it super well. Like, we're at the point now where, you guys know, we're always traveling, we're always in the car for like 14 plus hours when we go to Miami. She has never once had an accident, like knock on wood over here, like she's never once had an accident in the car. Anytime that she needs to go, she will tell us, and then we'll have to stop, pull over. Anytime that we're out like at Target or, you know, at a restaurant, if she needs to go, she will let us know. She's night trained, all of that. So point is, potty training is done with her, so I get a lot of questions about when we're gonna potty train Jackson. We are not, like, that's not on my goals list for 2022. Jackson is 2. He just turned 2. I'm not in any rush to potty train him. Like, if later down the road this year I start to see that he's like really into it or really, I don't know, wanting to, then perhaps I'll try to tackle it. But yeah, that's not something that I'm like focused on right now. Riley was like 3.5, so we still got time for Jackson. Another thing that we had on here was to get Jackson walking, which he's walking, and also to like help him with his talking and his learning and all of that. I still owe you guys his update video and Riley's update video, so stay tuned for that. I'm trying to get them done, but there's just, you know, there's a lot going on. Here on my list for 2021, I also had to transition Riley into her big girl bed, which we did. Finally, we did, so that got accomplished. I also had here put Riley in swim lessons and dance lessons, which we did, and that was huge for us this year because it got us out of the house, got me more comfortable taking Riley to lessons, you know, having to like, you know, get her dressed and get in the car and go to a place and have that be a part of our weekly routine. Sometimes I would do it with Jackson, sometimes Joe was home so I could leave Jackson home. But I think that that was really big for me, like as a mom, like getting to that point where we were doing that and me not being so anxious about, you know, going somewhere by myself. Like, it was huge. So I'm glad we did that, obviously for her, because it was something fun and exciting for her. But like, that's where I met my friend, my mom friend, the one that's like the mom of one of Riley's, you know, little dance friends or whatever. Sadly now they go to a different dance place, so I'm gonna have to figure out how I can see her more because I miss her. But that's one of the things that I really want to focus on this year is like, you know, continuing to try to make some friends and, you know, make connections and see more people outside of the home. So yeah, that's something else that's kind of on my mind. I also had on here work on discipline. I don't know, you guys, probably I failed in that one because the 3, like Riley being 3 years old was hard. Now her being 4, I feel like she's even more strong-willed. So I'm on the struggle bus with that. If anyone has any tips or advice or suggestions, let me know. So that one I would say maybe I did not do so well. I had on here less candy for her and for the kids in general. I think maybe not. Like, some days were better than others, but I can't believe I wrote that on my list. That's pretty dumb, but whatever. Yes, less candy for the kids. I also had on here to find a homeschool curriculum for Riley, which I did. So we got her a curriculum. We did the preschool or the I don't know, it's like preschool for 3-year-olds. That was the Horizon one. I'll link it down below if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's the homeschool curriculum that I found for Riley that I did with her like this past year, and like, well, like for like the last maybe 6 months we've been doing it, and we haven't been like super consistent with it because again, like Riley's not even technically in pre-K 4. She'll be in pre-K 4 this coming school year, but it was like our first introduction to any kind of homeschool curriculum, and I'm glad that we've started to like kind of learn how to do a curriculum and like me learn how to like sit down and establish a routine in that sense. So it's something we're gonna still work on, but at least we did actually find one and we started, so that's progress. Then we kind of move on to like less about like the kids, more about like our home and stuff. So for 2021 I had said that I wanted to focus on spending more time in the kitchen and like cooking more and stuff, and I feel like we did do that. Like, I did spend a lot more time this year in the kitchen. I feel like I was getting the home chefs and I was learning how to read a recipe card and make meals. I made tons of meals that I've never made before, and like I really have enjoyed just doing like different things. I think we can all agree like it's hard when the kids are around. When the kids are around, it's stressful to even just follow a simple recipe because like there's a kid on your leg and he's asking for something and they're screaming and there's chaos. It's hard to focus. But like if it's just me in the kitchen and like you tell me, hey, can you cook this meal and here's the recipe card, there's freaking pictures on it, like it's very easy to follow when I do my home chef stuff. I feel like that's fun. I feel like it's therapeutic. So I've really enjoyed that process. So hoping that we can do some more of that this year. I also had on here just organize some different spaces, which I think we did. Organize some of the basement. We got the food pantry in the basement like actually up and running. So that was a good thing that we did this past year. Another one of my goals that I had was like to print more photos, which I did. And I've been doing like those chapbooks and stuff that I tell you guys about all the time. So I feel like I'm on the right track. I want to do more, but I did take the time to at least like get some more physical pictures with the family photos that we did. We got that nice, really pretty book. So I'm glad that I started to do some of that. Then I also had on here that I wanted to do family outings twice a month. And maybe it wasn't twice a month, but like we did a lot of traveling this year. And I think we still did enough that I feel like, you know, we still had those family outings. We went places this past year, like we went to the lavender farm one day. That's like one of my favorite outings that we've ever done. We did, you know, the pumpkin patches. We chopped down our Christmas tree. So I'm pretty happy and content with how that went. I also had on here like specific things that I wanted to do, like get new blinds for the house, which we did do. I wanted to redo, like not redo, but like organize the linen closet. I did that. The pantry, did that with like the little labels that I used the Cricut for and all of that. So a lot of the little like house things that I wanted to do, I did accomplish. Some of them we didn't. Like I wanted to get the outside of the house painted. We never got around to that. We never got around to sealing the deck, which we still need to do. But instead of sealing the deck, we did our whole new patio. So, you know, some things we didn't do, but then we did other things that I hadn't even put here on my goals list. Something else that I wanted to do in 2021 was I had put on here to read more, to pray more, and to do an actual Bible study. And I feel like, did I read more? Probably more than I did the previous year. Would I still like to read more this year? Yes. But I feel like in 2021, I really did focus a lot more on my faith, and I think that's probably evident here with like the content that I would make. If you follow me on stories, I've been sharing more of like the devotionals that I read and stuff, and I'm so happy about it. Like I don't want this to be like just like a whole video like just about like my faith and stuff, because I could probably do an entire video on that. But I feel like for the first time as an adult, I was like purposely seeking more of Jesus and seeking, you know, to strengthen that relationship, and doing it on my own because I wanted to, not because somebody was telling me to or somebody was making me feel like guilty for not. So it was like really good for me. Just like diving into the devotionals that I always share with you guys. I love the Daily Grace Code devotionals. So they really helped me to get a better understanding of like the things that I would read in the Bible, and just reading the Bible in general, opening up the Bible and like having that be a part of my day, my weeks. Like it's been really great. It's been really helping me with just my overall state of mind, with my anxiety, with just realizing like things are gonna be okay, you know? Like there's things that we get hung up on all the time, like just like worldly things. We focus on so many of like the things that don't really matter, you know? And like just kind of being reminded of that, and like being reminded of what does matter has really helped me with like my perspective this year. So I do think that I did that, and I will continue to do that this year. So excited about that. Then I had like a couple like financial like goals. So we wanted to pay off our car, which we did. We paid off my car, so now we don't have any kind of car bill, which is great. Even though Joe every day like reminds me that his truck's about to die, and I'm like, well, the day that it dies is the day that we'll look for a new truck for you. Because like when he had a car bill, like when he hadn't paid off his truck, I think his truck payment was like, I don't know, $600 something a month, something crazy like that. Like when Joe and I first met, like I don't even know how many years it's been now, but when we first met, when we were just dating, he had that car bill, and I remember being like, man, that freaking sucks. And it lasted for a really long time until he finally paid it off. So now we don't have that payment. I definitely don't want it like again. I want to use that money for other stuff. So point is, we did pay off my car. I had put on here save for a swing set, which ended up being like the little house that we got them outside, and their little playground, instead of like a giant swing set, because I realized later on, like I think that they're still too young for like a full-blown swing set. So at some point maybe in the future we'll look at like one of those big ones, like, you know, the ones that you get at Costco, like the big giant playgrounds. But for now, I think what they have is plenty for them. Then I also had on here to save for Disney for 2 times in the year, and also to go to the Great Wolf Lodge. So we didn't go to the Great Wolf Lodge, but we did go to Disney twice. So like it's just incredible, like looking back and like realizing like I had written down all these things that I wanted to do, and like we actually did a lot of them. And I think that writing those things down really helped me throughout the year to really focus on like what you know, what I wanted to accomplish, what was really important, what our priorities was. So if you've never done something like that, like it doesn't have to be like super fancy, like literally look at my you can't even see it correctly here, but like this is what my goals page looked like. I don't have the best handwriting, I don't have like the fanciest planners or any of that, or planner stickers, all of that. I just write everything down and it looks like chicken scratch, but at least it's written down somewhere and it can like help me focus. So that's what's important. But then moving on to the last thing, which was like more of like my businessy kind of things, like the goals for my business and YouTube and all of that. I had written down here to start my newsletter, which I did, but I didn't keep up with it very well this year. So I need to figure out if I'm gonna bring it back, like what would be of value to anyone. Like if you got my newsletters, why did you like them? What did you like to see in them? What did you not care for? Like if there's any newsletter that you get or that you subscribe to, why do you do it? Do you do it and then you never open them? Like what would you want to see a newsletter about, or something from me that comes to your inbox? It's like, if you don't want to see it, then I don't want to take the time to make it, you know what I mean? Like I have limited amount of time to do things, and I think it's very easy to like stretch yourself so thin, which is obviously what happened to me this year. So it's something that I'm trying to work on in this coming year. But if the newsletter isn't going to be helpful or bring anyone value, or no one cares to see it, then that's okay. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. It's just one less thing for me to do. So you guys can definitely help a girl out and let me know about that. But that's one of the things that I had put on here. I had also said to put out 2 to 3 videos a week consistently. And you guys, I think I achieved that. I think that I did more than 3 videos a week. Many weeks I ended up doing Vlogmas, which for me, honestly, was like a dream come true. The fact that I was able to complete Vlogmas, it was a lot of work, because I mean, it was every single day. It was Saturdays and Sundays, like 24 or 25 days, like 24 days straight in December. So it required a lot of planning. It required a lot of just like work. To me, it was more like I was able to prove to myself that like I could do it, you know. So I'll be honest, I don't know if I'm gonna do it again in the same way that I did it this year, because it was so much work, but I showed myself that I was capable of doing it. And so I was really proud of myself for doing that. I don't know that anybody cares, but it was something that like for me was a huge accomplishment. So I did that, but even before Vlogmas, I think I was doing 3 videos a week. So I'm really proud that I've got a lot of content out there. I'm hoping that you guys liked it. I mean, I imagine if you're here watching this video that hopefully you liked something. I did have on here, like if I was gonna throw out a number, like that I wanted to hit like 150,000 subscribers in 2021. I did not. I think I'm at like 120 something. So that's something that I want to work on this year, is just continue to grow, continue to reach new viewers. Not that I don't freaking love your faces. You guys know I freaking love your faces, but you know, when you're putting a lot of effort into what you're doing, obviously you like to see that growth. So we're gonna work on that. And then the other thing I had on here, as far as one of my goals, was that I wanted, like financially, I guess, to see $7,500 months every month. And I will tell you that I did achieve. So that is another one that I was really happy about, that, you know, my work was paying off and that I was seeing a lot of like growth in revenue, I guess. Like it was a good year for me, the most that I've ever made, in terms of like me having my blog way back in the day or having YouTube. It was the most I've ever made, and it just allowed for me and for our family like to put more money away and to save money. So it's a huge blessing. Like I hope you guys know how grateful like we are that we're able to do this, and it's just mostly just from you guys and watching our videos and, you know, supporting in all of the ways, being part of the community so that brands want to work with me, and you not being pissed off about the fact that I work with people. Like it's great. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. So the kids have woken up. Jackson woke up super cranky and clingy, so he's gonna be joining us here because I have the whole second part of this video that I still wanted to chat with you guys about. Talk about this year, talk about 2022, what this year, what we want it to look like, and what we're trying to focus on. So first, I'll start with something that I think I already shared with you guys, which is what my word for the year is. My word for the year is rest. Sorry, I think Riley back there is like playing with the game on her iPad, so if you hear like another gentleman talking in the background, it's her little app that she's playing. But rest is my word for this year. And I really want to focus on that because I feel like I did work a lot in 2021, and again, I'm very grateful for the opportunities that I had, and you know, just all of the things that we accomplished. But I need to rest. You're so sweet. I need to rest. I need to just slow down a bit, and I need to, like, you know, just take some time to prioritize what's really important. And that's hard for me because I'm the kind of person, like, I like to be doing a ton of stuff all the time. Like, I love it, I live for it. I work really well under pressure. I work really well when you give me deadlines, but I need to try to just slow down and accept the fact that it's okay if I'm resting, and it's okay if I'm not working, and it's okay if I just want to sit down and binge watch some shows, which is something that I really didn't do a lot of in 2021. Like, I'll tell you guys, like, we're here, what, like, it's like the middle of January, and even this month it's felt weird because, like, I was working so much in December with Vlogmas that now just putting out 3 videos a week, it's like, it feels like, I don't know, like I have a lot of time on my hands, you know? And so instead of being like, oh my god, I have all this time on my hands, let's do more work, let's do more things, let's do all of these things, I've been trying to be very intentional about, okay, Kayla, it's okay. You don't have to work. You don't have anything to do. Nothing is due. You don't have a deadline. You're caught up. Now you can rest. It's okay. You can watch a show. You can read a book. You can read more of your devotionals. Whatever the heck it is that I want to do. So I've been working on that. And that's something that I'm going to focus on this year. And I'm hoping that I'll be successful. So there's that. Then I guess I'll go down just like the list of the goals that I have on here. Try to do it as quickly as we can. Jackson's just like laying on me. Where's Riley? Where's Riley? She over there? What's she playing? You want to go play with her and her app? Riley, do you want to teach him something? What do you want to teach him?
What? This
Okay.
Jackson.
You're going to teach him how to write number 12? Okay. Say, this is how you do it, little buddy.
This is how you do it, little buddy.
There you go. Go. How do you write it? Like this.
I don't have makeup.
Yes, child. You're 4 years old. There you go. Press and move it.
Mama, I don't have makeup.
Excuse me?
I don't have makeup.
I told you I would do your makeup in a little while.
No, that'll take a long time.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna do your makeup now when I'm done, okay? There's something stuck to your cape, Elsa.
I'll get it off.
No, on the floor. Do you see that purple thing behind you?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know it was there, silly.
I know. Anyway, let's keep going. So this year, I want to focus on teaching Jackson more things. I want to get him to the point where he knows all of his letters, where he knows all of his colors. He's gotten to the point where he can color sort. So if I have a bunch of objects of like the same color, like that sorting toy that you guys see him play with all the time with the little hippos and stuff, he will sort them into the little colored bowls. But I want him to be able to say the colors and to, you know all of his letters. So we're gonna work on that with this guy. I also want the kids to just expand their eating. Like, if they can just learn how to eat, I don't know, like 3 new things, I'll be so happy. You guys know the struggles that we've had with the kids and not trying new things. So I'm putting that on my goals. And I don't know what. I'm gonna try to get so creative, figure out how to get them to eat some new stuff. So that's gonna require a lot of effort on my part, just looking up different recipes and making stuff for them. But I hope that we can, work on that this year. So there's that, and then I also want to continue Riley's curriculum the rest of this year and then keep her going on a homeschool curriculum for pre-K 4. So right now I don't have any plans on sending her anywhere. Pre-K 4 will be at home with me. Hi, what you doing?
Please give me makeup.
I told you I'm going to do makeup as soon as I'm done with my work, okay?
That'll take a long time.
Yes, it might take a long time, and it's gonna take longer if you keep interrupting me every 2 minutes. Okay? I'm gonna do blue eyeshadow on you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Some lipstick.
And some lipstick. Okay, I will do that. I just need 10 more minutes.
No!
So let's keep going. So for this year, one of my biggest goals is to make our house a home. What I mean by that is that this is like something that we've been, like, I guess I don't know how to say it, but we've been up here, we've been living in Virginia now for like 2 years. And our goal was always to, like, my plan was always that we were gonna be up here for 2 or 3 years, and then hopefully Joe can get a job back in Miami and we can move back there. So for me, I've kind of always seen this home as like a temporary little stepping stone until we eventually get to like our more forever home down in Miami. So that's kind of been my frame of mind. So there's a chance that may happen this year. There's a very small chance that there may be a position that Joe can go to down in Miami that would bring us back down there. And I'm hoping, like, we should know fairly soon, I would imagine, within the next couple or so months, whether or not that's gonna happen. It's gonna be a yes or it's gonna be a no. So if it's a yes, then that means that we would be, you know, looking for a house in Miami and house hunting and, you know, relocating over there. If the answer is no, and if the answer is no, you're not gonna get that job, then my goal is to then at that point be like, okay, well, we're gonna be in this house for another year, maybe 2 years, and so really stop treating it like a temporary spot, if that makes any sense, and just kind of committing to, you know what, we're here now, let's make it as functional as possible, get it organized, get it to, you know, like a more of a homey spot, if that makes sense. So that's kind of something that we've been, like, I haven't really shared with you guys up until this point. Like, I haven't shared that, hey, there's this possibility that here in the near future we can know whether or not that's gonna happen. But it's something that I'm praying about a lot. It's like the number one thing at this point that I'm praying about, being okay with whatever the decision is, you know what I mean? Like, trusting that God is doing what he's doing in our life for a reason, trusting in that timing and being patient and, you know, just giving it to God. And if he wants us back in Miami, then, you know, the answer will be yes, and Joe will get that job and we will be moving. And if the answer is no, then being okay with that and trusting that there's a reason for it. And eventually, when the time is right, there will be an opportunity to move back there. So that's like one of the biggest things that I'm trying to focus on. And then the other thing that I'm focusing on is definitely decluttering a lot of our spaces and being more mindful about what I'm consuming and being more mindful about the things that, you know, I'm purchasing, that I'm buying, like being more mindful of my purchases. Already just doing the no buy month in January, like we're only, I think, a third of the way through it at this point. I have learned so much and it has been such a good experience, and I'm gonna do a whole recap video on that at the end of the month. But I had gotten to a point where I was just like addicted to buying things and buying things on Amazon. Like, I would go and check to see if there was a package at my doorstep like several times a day, because there was something about getting a package and opening something up that like was like a legit like hit for me, like a, what is it, dopamine, serotonin, I don't know, one of those chemicals. Like, it was one of those things that just got me like really happy. And like, I know like this year has been stressful, so like if that's the worst of my problems, that I liked getting packages, I guess that's not so bad. But you know, I want to be more mindful of what we're bringing in so that there is less clutter, so that, you know, it's not as overwhelming in my home and I'm not having to break apart 50,000 boxes every day to take out to the trash, you know what I mean? So we're gonna work on that. I'm excited about it too. And then I want to also work on Riley's room. I want to refresh her room and just like get her new bedding and just get it looking nicer now that her bed is bigger, and like we reconfigured like how things were in there. So we're gonna work on that. I also, these are just like kind of like dumb little things that I have here, but I want to get, if we are gonna end up staying in this house for a little longer, then in my dining room, the dining room that right now is just like basically a storage unit, I want to get like a big piece of furniture, like a big kind of like a big cabinet. I think there should be some space in there to get a big cabinet where I can store more of like the kids like activities and the stuff that we use, like educational toys and things like that, so that there's less clutter all over my house. So finding just some ways to better organize the stuff that we do have. I may even consider, like, if we are gonna be in this house for longer than what I originally thought, then I may toy with the idea of moving, like changing out my dining room and making it like a homeschool room. So there's that thought that might come to fruition. I don't know, we'll see. I also, personally, I want to learn, I literally have here on my list, grow something in the spring. So I want to grow something in my garden. Okay, I said it last year. I didn't officially write it down as a goal, but this year in the spring, I I don't care if it's one strawberry or one, I don't know, tell me what the easiest thing to grow is so that I can make that happen. But I want to grow one thing. I'll be really happy if I just grow something that I can just like grow from the beginning and then, you know, like harvest it and eat it. That would be great. Yes, can I help you? So we've got that. I also want to make my sourdough starter. Like, a lot of you guys have seen my struggle with the sourdough starter. You guys are like, can you just go buy a sourdough starter? No, I mean, I could buy one, but I want to make it. I want to finally have it happen. So I'm working on that. I want to make sourdough starter and I want to make a loaf of sourdough bread. That is my goal, one of my goals for 2022. I've been watching YouTube videos. I've been watching, you know, reading Pinterest articles and blogs and all of that. I think I can make this happen. I have failed so far, but we're gonna try to make it happen. Then I also want to complete our Bible in the Year that we're doing. So Joe and I are doing the Bible in the Year. It's like a podcast, but it's also like all the videos are on YouTube. It's with a Catholic priest, Father Mike Schmitz, and he just walks you through the Bible in a year. It's like a reading plan every day. You go reading certain passages, and then by the end of the year, you should have read the Bible. So we're working on it. I think we're like finally like at day 30 or something, because we've been, you know, we don't do it every single night, even though we should. Like sometimes we run behind. But we're working on that, so that's one of the things that I want to continue throughout the year. And something that I'm not seeing on here that I forgot yesterday when I was brain dumping, but that I really do want to make a goal of ours is that if we are gonna stay here also, and really honestly it should be whether or not we're gonna be here, but I want to continue searching out the right church for us. I want to continue searching out a church that we can go to regularly and be, you know, part of that community. It's been Jackson, Riley, really? Like all they do is fight. Like, are your kids like that? Because dear Lord, my eardrums, like it's a hot mess, okay? But point is, we've gone to a couple different churches now. We haven't really found the right fit for us. And so I'm not giving up in our search, but I'm hoping that we can find one that we like, that we can really look forward to going to every week, that we feel like we're a part of the community, and, you know, that we can make friends there and all of that. So we're hoping that we can do that. Then I have, like, in terms of like our travel goals, so I want to go to Disney again, because yes, this is why I'm obsessed with Disney, taking like the kids there. So I'm going to Disney. I will tell you, I already booked it, so there's that. But I booked a trip to Disney with my friend Chelsea, who is like my childhood friend. She's like the oldest friend that I have, not like in terms of like she's an old lady, but like, you know, I've known her the longest in my life. And my parents and her parents were friends like growing up. She's got her twin boys now that are Jackson's age, a little younger than Jackson. So we're gonna go in December. So we've got like a whole year to like save up for it and plan it and all of that. But we are going, excuse me, children. Sorry, I had to break them apart. But point is, God willing, we are going to Disney. I'm excited because it'll be the first trip that I do like that with her. And like, Chelsea and I, like, we went to Disney as toddlers. Like, we have pictures in front of, do you guys remember like Toonland? Like when they had like the little Mickey and Minnie's house and stuff? We have pictures like sitting at the porch, like us as toddlers. And now it's crazy to think like we're gonna take our kids. So excited about that. And then I do want to finally make it to the Great Wolf Lodge, take the kids there. And then I have on my list to take a trip with Joe. Just me and Joe. Don't know to where. I don't know if we'd make it a big trip or just a weekend trip, but at some point in 2022, I'm hoping that we can just take a little couples trip. I think it'll be good for us. I would really look forward to that. I think that's something that would be really cool. So hopefully we can make that happen. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is just a little snippet on like what I want to focus on in terms of like business and like YouTube and all of that for 2022. So I still want to focus on putting out 3 videos a week consistently. So I think that you guys can always expect, unless there's like something really terrible going on, but expect that you'll see 3 videos on my channel every week. The only thing that's gonna be different, I'll tell you now, is that I, for the past year, have been very strict on like, it has to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It has to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you have to go on and there has to be a video. I am gonna change that up a little bit. So if you don't already have like the little notifications on, where you like click that little bell and set the notifications on, do that in case for any reason I post on a day that's not Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You'll get notified that the video's there. But I'm saying that I'm gonna be flexible in terms of what day videos go live. For the most part, it's gonna be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But there have been a handful of times in 2021 where, like, let's say I have a video that's a sponsored video, a brand has to review it and give it back to me, and for some reason they're late, or for some reason the timing doesn't work out, and like it ends up going live on a Tuesday. So traditionally what I would do is I would say, okay, well, I had my video go up Monday, now Tuesday is this sponsored video, so now I have to have another video up on Wednesday because my schedule's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, now there's a sponsored one on Tuesday, instead of allowing that Tuesday video to count as one of the videos on my channel. I hope you're not totally lost yet. So I'm gonna be a little bit open to being okay with the fact if it's not Monday, Wednesday, Friday, even though I'm gonna do everything that I can to still keep my schedule. But if something like that happens, then letting those off videos kind of still count, and not feeling like I have to produce more content, because again, my goal for the year, my word of the year is rest. And I'm trying to be smart about how much work I'm doing and not overworking myself. So there's that little slight modification. I told you guys already my goal in terms of like numbers or whatever, not that it totally matters, but if there's something I'm striving towards, I would hope that I could see 150,000 subscribers this year. I also want to go from my $7,500 a month months. I'm gonna think big, and I'm gonna say, you know what, maybe my monetary goal or whatever will be to have $10,000 months consistently. I mean, will that happen? Maybe not, but that's like my semi-achievable goal. So finding a way to make that happen. One of the ways that I want to make that happen is by increasing my sponsorship rates. So it's not like something that I get on here and like talk to you guys about too much, but whenever I work with sponsors, you know, I charge them a certain amount of dollars. And so what I'm trying to do this year is charge them more so that I end up working with less sponsors a month. Because obviously if I'm increasing my rates, then I can technically make the same amount of money with less sponsors, right? So working smarter, not harder. Obviously that's dependent on, you know, the more views that I get on my videos, the more subscribers I get on my videos, then the more I can justify charging more. So that's something that I want to work on, because then, you know, I can put out still, like, I can still put out the same amount of content. It's just then I end up making, you know, making the same amount of money or more money. So again, just trying to focus on smart ways to make more money doing less work, if that makes sense. So that's just like some of the goals that I have. I want to work on more searchable content too here. So I already told you guys that at some point, like, I'm still gonna have my vlogs, I'm still gonna have our day-to-day craziness. Even here in a freaking sit-down video, you hear the craziness that's going on. But I also want to focus more on like some searchable content, more like what our kids eat in a day, what our family eats in a day, more food related videos, more of those, you know, what's in my diaper bag, you know, with toddlers. And I promised you guys that I would do like an updated what would be on my registry video, like things like that, that I feel like are going to be helpful and that, you know, you can always search for, and hopefully like that I would get like new subscribers coming in, but that it's like, you know, providing you guys value. Not to say that my vlogs like don't provide any value, like I think at least they're entertaining, right? But more of like that kind of stuff, you know, as I get into like homeschooling stuff, doing more like, you know, mom hack videos and homeschool activity videos, like I think that you guys would like to see that, right? Like I would hope, like whenever I ask you guys what kind of content you guys want to see, which you're always free to give me ideas, suggestions. If you want to do that here, you can down below in the comments. But I get a lot of requests for some of the things that I've already mentioned. So making sure that I'm listening to you guys and like giving you what you want to see and what you guys want me to, you know, talk about and chat about. More like, you know, sit down, let's talk about life as a mom, and let's just, you know, talk about what it's like to be an overworked lady trying to survive with 2 kids and being a wife and all of that. Like more of that kind of stuff you guys can anticipate and expect from me over here. So that's kind of it. I mean, I have to go either way because Riley wants me to do her makeup for her Elsa costume.
Mama.
Who are you talking about? Nemo? But in a nutshell, you guys, those are my goals for this year. That's kind of, you know, how I did the year before in 2021. Overall, I feel like what I've learned the most this year is that, like, just because I can do something doesn't necessarily mean that I should do that thing. You know, there's a lot of things that I want to try and that I want to, like, how do I say it? I want to do a lot of things, especially like business-wise and stuff. Sorry, I ran out of space and now, like, I'm losing my train of thought here. But just because I can do something doesn't mean that I should. And trying to figure out where to focus my attention, where it makes sense. You know, I started my Etsy shop this year with, like, making the Cricut stuff. And, like, I have loved that. That's been a great hobby of mine. Something that I do hope to continue this year. But only when it's not going to stress me out. Only when it's gonna be, like, good for me. I can't have that take away time from, like, the stuff that I already have to do or that I've already committed to. So, you know, could I have a full-time Etsy career? Maybe I could. You know, I probably could at this point. But is that what I want to do? Is that what I want to be doing on a daily basis? Making shirts, making mugs? Probably not full-time. So reevaluating, like, what I'm gonna prioritize is important. You know, could I start a boutique and could I start, like, you know, a bunch of these things? Could I? Yes. But should I? Maybe not. Do I even want to, like, do the day in, day out work that consists of? Is that what I want my lifestyle to be and what I want my life to look like? At this season in my life, the answer is no. So making sure that I'm asking myself those questions is important because I feel like I can get very excited about a lot of different things. I have to, like, kind of be brought back into, like, what do I realistically have time for and what brings me the most joy? You know, what's the right balance for us as a family? That being said, like, I'm still gonna be putting out things here and there, like, whenever I find spots of time where, you know, it makes sense for me to do it, because the Cricut stuff, like, I don't want to take away from the fact that I have loved doing that and that I want to continue it because it's a hobby of mine. Like, it's therapeutic and I really like it. So I want to still do that. My merch also, that's something that I didn't even mention that I put out, you know, this past year. That was, like, I don't even think that was on my horizons, but I did it, right? I made merch. That's something that I'm very proud of myself for doing and something that I want to continue in 2022. Like, I have new designs that I need to drop, and I have, you know, some ideas for a couple other drops that I want to do throughout the year. So thank you for your support on that, number one. But, you know, making sure that I'm doing that in a smart way and in a way that's not, like, taking up too much of my time. That's, like, important to me, finding that balance, like I said. So that is it, my friends. I'm gonna go because now the children are, like, really starting to lose it. But thanks for being here. Again, thank you to Native for sponsoring today's video. I will have all the information down below if you want to check them out. You get 33% off your set of 3 of the plastic-free deodorants. Maybe you want to make the switch, try it out, try the more sustainable packaging out. Plus 20% off of, like, the body wash, the toothpaste, all of that. So I love your freaking faces. I'm excited about this year, you guys. I hope you're excited about it too. I'm wishing nothing but good things for you guys, praying for you guys, and I love your freaking faces. So thanks for being here. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.